when family drama took an unexpected turn at my graduation. Before we begin the story, make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss more incredible stories every day. Casey, please, don't let them take me away, the man whispered, shaking so hard his hands blurred. I had my cap still crooked from the ceremony, tassel stuck to my lip gloss, and my mom's phone already lifted for the perfect photo. People were cheering, hugging, crying into stoles. I was supposed to be floating. Instead, I was staring at a stranger in a wrinkled button-down, standing behind the "Congrats Class of 2026" balloon arch like he'd walked out of the wrong life and into mine. My mother, Donna, froze mid-smile. Her face didn't just fall. It emptied, like someone pulled the plug on whatever made her human in public. Frank, my stepdad, stepped in front of her fast, shoulders wide, the way he always did when he wanted to look protective. "Who are you?" Frank snapped. The stranger swallowed. "Miguel Alvarez. I'm Casey's father." The word father hit me like a dropped weight. Because according to Donna's version of history, my father was dead. Died when I was little. In a story she told so many times it had its own rhythm. Bad choices, bad people, a tragic end, and her heroic survival. Tasha, my best friend, grabbed my sleeve. "Case, do you know him?" "No," I said, but my voice didn't sound sure. Donna found her voice like a weapon sliding back into its holster. "Security," she said, too loud. Heads turned. "This man is not family." Miguel's eyes were red-rimmed, but focused. He looked at me like he'd been looking for me in every crowd for years. "I brought proof," he said, and held up a thin manila envelope with a courthouse stamp. Frank lunged for it. Miguel jerked it back. "Don't touch that." People were filming now. I could see phones angled our way, little black mirrors reflecting my gown, my mother's rage, Frank's tight jaw, and Miguel's shaking hands. I should have told him to leave. I should have protected my graduation like Donna always demanded. Instead, I heard myself ask the one question Donna never let me ask. "If my dad is dead," I said, "why are you standing here breathing?" Miguel's mouth opened, and Donna's nails dug into my arm hard enough to bruise. Then Miguel leaned close and said, "Because your mother lied under oath, and I can prove it." He slid the envelope toward me, and my name wasn't the worst part. Donna built my childhood like a museum exhibit, curated, labeled, and guarded. When I was 5, I asked why I didn't have a dad at the Donuts with Dad's table. She knelt to my eye level and said, "Sweetheart, yours is gone. He made choices. He can't hurt us anymore." As I got older, the story sharpened. He wasn't just gone, he was dangerous. He was involved with bad people, she'd say while folding laundry like it was testimony. "You do not go looking for ghosts." Frank came into our lives when I was 8, with a voice that sounded gentle until it wasn't. He'd pat my shoulder at school events and tell teachers, "Her dad isn't around." So I stepped up. Then, at home, if I asked questions, his smile would flatten. "You don't need to dig up trash," he'd say. "Your mom saved you." Donna loved that word, saved. It made her the hero in every room. If I got sad about Father's Day, she'd redirect it into gratitude. If I got angry, she'd turn it into guilt. "You want to break my heart," she'd whisper. After everything I did, so I stopped asking. I told myself I was lucky. First-generation college, scholarships, 3 jobs, sleepless nights. Donna liked to brag about my grit, but only if she could take credit for it. She'd introduce me as my miracle and my sacrifice. Even graduation tickets became a performance. She demanded 4 seats, front row, because people need to see our family. When the university emailed my ceremony details, she hovered over my shoulder. Then her fingers stopped on one line of the PDF program proof, my full legal name. Casey Alvarez. Donna's throat made a small, ugly sound. Frank leaned in, eyes narrowing like he'd just spotted a crack in the wall. "You are not using that name," Donna said, too calmly. "You hear me?" I blinked. "It's my name on my birth certificate." "No," she snapped. "It's a mistake we fixed years ago." Frank's voice dropped. "Stop pushing, Casey. Today is not the day." Donna squeezed my jaw, smiling with her teeth. "Today is about gratitude," she said, "and you will not ruin it." That night, an unknown number texted me one sentence that made my stomach flip. "Congrats, Casey. Please don't let them keep me from you again." I stared at the number, then saw Donna's phone light up too. "Graduation morning, Donna treated my apartment like a backstage set. She arrived with garment bags and a ring light. Frank behind her with flowers. "Stand by the window," she ordered. "Chin up. You look tired." "I worked an overnight shift at the library," I said. "Then be tired later," Donna replied. "Today we're happy." Tasha hovered near my tiny kitchen, pretending to check the ceremony map. She caught my eye and mouth. "You okay?" I nodded because it was easier than explaining the way my stomach tightened every time I thought about that text from the unknown number. I'd replied once, "Who is this?" and got nothing back, just silence that felt deliberate. At the arena, Donna argued with an usher about seats and told me to smile while she posted, "My baby did it." Frank played the quiet bodyguard, stepping between Donna and anyone who might disagree. When the dean called my name, I heard Donna scream over everything. For one bright second, I felt the joy, like warm light pouring into my chest. Then, behind the curtain, my phone buzzed again. "Unknown number. I'm here. Blue shirt. By the balloon arch. Please." Tasha saw my face. "What is it?" "My dad." I whispered, and it sounded impossible. Donna appeared at my elbow. "What did you say?" "Nothing." Her eyes flicked to my phone. "Let me see." "No," I said too fast. Frank's hand landed on my shoulder. "Don't start drama, Casey." Donna snatched the phone anyway. Her nails tapped the screen, then stopped. The color drained from her face. She handed it back like it burned. Pictures. Smiles. No side conversations. Tasha stepped in. "Donna, she's an adult." "I'm her mother." Donna snapped, loud enough that families turned. "And I'm protecting her." Frank leaned closer, voice low. "If you embarrass her today, you're on your own." We reached the balloon arch, Donna's grip crushing my wrist. Miguel stepped out from behind a family posing for photos and said, "Casey?" Donna's whisper cut through my ear. "Don't you dare." Miguel opened his wallet, and a worn photo slid onto my gown. The photo that slid from Miguel's wallet landed face down on my gown. I picked it up. A yellowed Polaroid, a baby in a pink onesie on someone's lap. The man holding the baby was younger, smiling in a way that made my throat tighten because it looked like my smile. On the back, in faded ink, "Casey, November 3rd, 2003. My birthday." Donna sucked in a breath. "Give that to me," she said. Miguel shook his head. "She should have it." Frank stepped in front of him. "You need to leave," he said, loud and clean, like he was performing for a crowd. "You're harassing my stepdaughter." "I've been trying to see her since she was 9, Miguel said, eyes locked on me. "Your wife made that impossible." "That's a lie," Donna snapped, and her smile clicked on dead-eyed. "This man is unstable. He's dangerous." Miguel's jaw flexed. "Donna, stop. You don't get to say my name," she hissed. Tasha slid closer to me. "Casey, breathe." My wrist throbbed where Donna had been gripping it. I pulled free. "Mom," I said, voice shaking. "What is he talking about?" Donna's smile twitched. "It's a con. He wants attention." Miguel lifted the manila envelope. "This is a court record," he said. "Not a sob story." Phones were up now. I heard someone whisper, "Is this real?" and another voice answer, "Oh my God." My face felt both hot and numb. Miguel opened the envelope and slid out one sheet, creased from being unfolded too many times. At the top was a seal in bold letters, Superior Court of Ridge County. He tapped a line. "Read the date." I read it out loud. May 14th, 2011. Frank's face tightened. Donna's cheeks went hot pink. Miguel's finger dropped to the bottom. Now read who swore it. My eyes snagged on the name like a hook, Donna Hart. Beneath it, affidavit of death, Miguel Alvarez. Donna lunged, voice cracking. And oh, I felt the ground tilt, like my whole life had been misfiled. Then a guard stepped between them and reached for Miguel's arm. Security grabbed Miguel's arm as Donna screamed. "He's supposed to be dead." Security pulled Miguel away like he was a problem to be removed, not a man holding a court record. "He is stalking my daughter," Donna shouted. "He's dangerous. He's been declared dead for a reason." Declared dead. The phrase ricocheted in my skull as Miguel craned his neck toward me. "Casey," he called, "look at the file number." "Shut up," Frank barked, then turned to the crowd with a gentler face. "Honey, ignore him. He's sick." Tasha stepped between Frank and me. "Stop talking to her like she's 5, she snapped. Donna grabbed my elbow. "We're leaving. Now." I yanked free. "Mom, why is your name on an affidavit?" Gaslighting came first. Donna's eyes went wet on command. Because he forged it. He's trying to ruin today. Miguel twisted in the guard's grip and flicked a small slip of paper toward the ground. It skittered near my shoe. Frank lunged, but Tasha snagged it first. Her eyes moved fast across the print. Casey, she whispered. This has your name and a case number. Donna's voice turned soft, bargaining. Sweetheart, we can talk at home. Not here. People are watching. Frank leaned close enough that only I could hear. If you keep this up, he murmured, you can pack tonight. My chest tightened. I'd worked my way through college, and in one sentence he reminded me how conditional my family was. Miguel, being pulled away, shouted, Ask her about your amended birth certificate. Amended. That wasn't just a lie. That was paperwork. That was identity. That was the kind of thing that followed you into every adult system that demanded a real you. Donna pulled out her phone, fingers shaking. Frank, she said, voice sharp, call the police. Tell them my ex is here. Tasha grabbed my hand. We should leave, she said low. But not with them. We walked fast, my gown snagging on my heels, my cap slipping sideways. Behind us, Donna was still yelling, still performing. Frank was already smiling at onlookers like he'd handled a crazy incident. In the parking lot, Tasha unfolded the slip again. It wasn't a random note. It looked like a court receipt, printed in stiff black ink. And the number at the top didn't look like something you could fake in a hurry. Tasha turned the paper toward me. FC 11-28419, stamped, filed. That night, Donna texted like she was managing a crisis. Come home. We need to talk like adults. Then, Frank is furious. You embarrassed us. Then, you're safe. That's what matters. Safe. The word that had kept me obedient for years. I stayed at my apartment with Tasha, my gown crumpled on a chair like evidence. We sat with the courthouse slip between us and my laptop open to the county portal. My hands shook so badly, I kept mistyping the case number. FC 11-28419. The site returned one line before demanding payment. Affidavit of death, Alvarez, Miguel. Filed May 14, 2011. Petitioner, Donna Hart. I stared until my eyes burned. She filed paperwork saying he died. I whispered. Tasha swallowed. Why would anyone do that unless she didn't finish? Donna called. I let it go to voicemail. Her voice was soft and sharp at the same time. That man is manipulating you. If you talk to him, you'll ruin your future. Background checks. Employers see things. My skin went cold. That wasn't motherly concern. It was leverage. The next afternoon, I went to Donna and Frank's house to grab my childhood albums. Donna opened the door in sunglasses, even though we were inside. You look exhausted, she said. Where are my baby pictures? Garage, she replied, too fast. Boxes were stacked like a barricade. Frank stood by the workbench, arms crossed. Make it quick, he said. I dug through bins labeled Christmas and school and Casey, important. The last one made my throat tighten. Inside were report cards, a baptism certificate, and a manila folder stamped. Family court, sealed. Donna appeared in the doorway. Put that back. Why is this sealed? I asked. It's nothing, she said, smiling too wide. I opened it anyway. The first page was a certified mail receipt dated September 22, 2010. Sender, Miguel Alvarez. Recipient, Donna Hart. Status, returned unclaimed. Under it was a photocopy of a court summons with my name across the top. Casey Alvarez, minor child. Donna's voice went razor thin. Close it. Frank took one step forward, and the garage suddenly felt very small. On the last page, I saw my signature, dated when I was 9. I got home and spread the sealed papers across my kitchen table like a crime scene. Tasha and I photographed everything, stamps, dates, signatures, because I didn't trust my own memory anymore. The signature at the bottom of one page was my name in shaky cursive, Casey Alvarez. Date, August 17, 2012. I was 9, I said. I didn't even write my last name like that. Tasha zoomed in. The pressure points look adult, she murmured. Like someone imitating a kid. The line above the signature made my stomach drop. Consent to name change and step-parent adoption. Hearing date, September 5, 2012. I was adopted, I said, and it came out like a cough. We paid the portal fee and pulled the docket. Most entries were sealed, but a few weren't. August 3, 2012, petition for step-parent adoption. August 15, 2012, proof of service filed. September 5, 2012, adoption granted. Proof of service meant someone claimed Miguel was notified. In the folder, the only proof was a handwritten note. Respondent unreachable. Deceased per petitioner. They told the court he was dead. I whispered. The next morning, Tasha came with me to the courthouse records office. The clerk behind the glass didn't look up. Adoptions are sealed. You need a judge's order. I'm the person in the case, I said. I'm trying to understand my identity. She asked for my name. I started to say Casey Decker, because that's what Donna drilled into me, then forced myself to say Casey Alvarez. That made her pause. She typed for a long time, face blank. Then she leaned in, voice lowered. There's an amended birth certificate filed October 2nd, 2012, she said. And yes, an affidavit in 2011. The death affidavit, I said. She nodded once. If that's false, that's fraud. Tasha's hand found mine under the counter. The clerk printed the only unsealed page she could and slid it through the slot. At the top was a filing stamp, crisp and official. Superior Court of Ridge County, April 12, 2010. Case name, Miguel Alvarez. Petition to establish paternity. I stared at the date, because it meant he wasn't a ghost story. He tried. Then my eyes dropped to a note typed near the bottom, and my chest went hollow. The note read, contact attempts blocked by petitioner, per return mail logs. We met Miguel at a highway diner because Tasha insisted I shouldn't be alone with him. He sat with his hands flat on the table, eyes red-rimmed. Up close, he didn't look like a villain or a savior. Just tired. I'm not here to blow up your life, he said. Your mother already did. I went straight for it. Why did she say you were dead? Miguel slid a folder across the table. Certified mail receipts fell out, the same green slips I'd found in the garage. Dates from 2010 to 2013. Most stamped returned unclaimed. I filed for paternity in April 2010, he said. Your mom wouldn't respond. You could have just shown up, I said, and hated how sharp I sounded. I did, he replied calm. Once. Frank came outside with a bat. The next week, I was served with a protective order. Tasha stiffened. A restraining order? Miguel nodded and produced a copy. Temporary order of protection, May 20th, 2011. Petitioner, Donna Hart. Allegation, threats toward minor child. I stared. I don't remember this. Because you were 8, Miguel said. And because the witness statement was signed with your name. He pointed at the bottom. The same shaky cursive. My signature again. Miguel's voice stayed steady, like he'd practiced not breaking. After that, every attempt I made could be called a violation. So I did paperwork. I sent letters. I sent money orders. I did what the court told me. He tapped a receipt. Money order, $200, June 1st, 2011. What did she do with it? Miguel's laugh was bitter. Sent it back. Then told the court I never supported you. Then he pulled out a sheet that wasn't court paperwork. It was IRS letterhead. Notice of duplicate dependent claim, February 18th, 2013. At the bottom, Donna's handwriting, father deceased. Stepfather is legal parent. My mouth went dry. This wasn't protection. This was erasure, with benefits. And in my head, I heard Donna at church dinners, at scholarship interviews, hand on my shoulder. Her father passed, she'd say, eyes shining. And I had nodded along, trained to play my part. Miguel leaned in and whispered, that lie paid your rent for years. Once you see the shape of a lie, you start noticing where it touched everything. I spread my documents across my apartment floor, license, social security card, scholarship letters. Every name variation felt like a different person. Casey Decker. Casey Alvarez. Tasha sat cross-legged with a legal pad. Receipts, she said. We need receipts. So we got them. I ordered a certified copy of my long-form birth certificate. I paid the county portal for the affidavit of death entry and printed the docket lines that weren't sealed. Miguel emailed scans of his money order receipts, dates and amounts, because he'd kept them like proof of oxygen. June 1st, 2011, money order, $200. July 1st, 2011, money order, $200. Then I pulled my own credit report, because Donna had hissed background checks, like a threat. My stomach dropped. Utility accounts and a phone plan opened when I was 16. Addresses I'd never lived at. Small numbers, but a pattern. Someone had been using my name while telling me I was protected. Tasha looked at me over the laptop. What would you do if your mom built your life on fraud? I didn't answer. Part of me wanted to storm into Donna's kitchen. Part of me wanted to keep pretending graduation was pure. Donna texted, "Family dinner tomorrow. 6 p.m. We need to reset." Reset? Like you could reboot a decade. Donna lied best in private. If I confronted her alone, she'd make me feel insane. So I emailed the university's student legal clinic and asked for a meeting about identity documents and sealed family court records. I requested a mediator for a sensitive family dispute. I printed everything and arranged it by date, a timeline of my erased childhood. Then I saved Donna's voicemails, because I didn't trust her not to rewrite herself later. The plan was simple. Give her one last chance to tell the truth, with witnesses and paper. But as I slid the folder into my backpack, my phone buzzed with a new message from Donna. "Bring the folder back, or I'll tell them what you did." I reread her text twice, because I had no idea what she meant. Donna didn't wait for dinner. She showed up at my apartment the next morning with Frank behind her, both of them smiling like they were visiting a sick relative. My folder was on the counter, papers stacked like a fragile tower. Donna stepped inside without asking. "I raised you better than this," she said softly. Tasha moved to the hallway, arms crossed. "You can't just come in." Donna ignored her and put her hand on the folder. "Give it to me." "No," I said, and my voice surprised me. "Gaslighting first." Donna's smile stayed in place while her eyes hardened. "Casey, you had an emotional moment at graduation. Now you're letting a stranger poison you." "He's in court records," I said. "That's not a stranger." Her face flickered. "Bargaining. Okay, maybe I exaggerated to keep you safe. But you know what happens if you drag this out? People start asking questions about those hardship stories, about your essays, about why you claimed what you claimed." My stomach twisted. "You made me believe it," I said. "You still benefited," she snapped, dropping the softness. "Don't play innocent now." Frank stepped closer. "Hand it over." Tasha lifted her phone. "I'm recording." Frank's jaw tightened. "Turn that off." Donna pointed at Tasha like she was dirt. "Get out of this. You're not family." Tasha didn't move. "Family shouldn't do this," she said. Donna leaned toward me, voice low and poisonous. "If you go to anyone, clinic, court, Miguel, I will call your university. I will tell them you falsified materials. I will say you stole documents. I will make you the problem." For a second, the old training kicked in. Apologize, surrender, keep the peace. My hand twitched toward the folder. Then my laptop pinged with an email. "Confirmed. Mediation appointment, 2 p.m. Donna saw the subject line. Her pupils pinched. She grabbed the folder and yanked it toward her. Paper slid off the counter like snow. Frank shifted, blocking my path to the door with his whole body. Donna's smile came back, bright and terrible. "If you leave," she said, "you'll lose everything you worked for." Frank locked my deadbolt from the inside, like I was the intruder. I didn't fight Frank. Not physically. I did what I'd learned growing up in Donna's house. I got quiet, and I got strategic. "Okay," I said, hands up. "Fine. Take it." Donna relaxed like she'd won. Frank unlocked the deadbolt. The second they stepped onto my porch, I shut the door and threw the chain, heart pounding. Tasha stared at me. "Police?" "Not yet," I said. "Not without the right report. Because if I called and said, 'My mom took my papers,' the story would become ungrateful daughter spirals after graduation." Donna knew how to frame things. She'd been framing my whole life. Instead, I forwarded the legal clinic confirmation email to Miguel. One line. "Be there. Bring originals." He replied, "I'll be there. I have everything." Tasha and I printed copies of what Donna hadn't stolen. Photos of the sealed pages, screenshots of the portal entry, the IRS notice, my credit report highlights. We printed them at the campus library like we were cramming for a final. At 1:55, we walked into the student legal clinic on the edge of campus, a beige office with posters about tenant rights. The mediator assigned to us was calm, rules first. One person speaks at a time, no threats, everything documented. Donna would hate that. Miguel arrived early with a thick binder. He looked exhausted, but steady. At 2:07, Donna marched in wearing a blazer like armor. Frank followed, scanning the room. Donna saw Miguel and her face emptied, like emotion had been unplugged. "This is an ambush," she announced. The mediator's voice stayed neutral. "Miss Hart, you agreed to attend." Donna's eyes cut to me. "You brought him." Frank leaned toward my chair. "Casey, stand up. We're leaving." Tasha's hand pressed my shoulder. "Stay." Miguel opened his binder and slid one document onto the table, face down, like a card in a game. Donna's fingers curled around her purse until her knuckles went white. Then the mediator turned the first page over and read the header out loud. Donna's lips parted, and for the first time, she had no script. "Affidavit of Death, Miguel Alvarez," the mediator read. "Filed May 14th, 2011. Signed by Donna Hart. Notarized." Donna laughed, sharp. "Forgery." Miguel slid a second page forward. "Notary log," he said. "Same commission number. Same date." The mediator's pen tapped. "Ms. Hart, this appears valid." "Gaslighting." Donna turned to me, eyes wide and wet. "Casey, he's obsessed. He's been stalking me for years." Miguel didn't raise his voice. He laid out certified mail slips like a timeline. September 22nd, 2010. November 5th, 2010. March 14th, 2011. All stamped returned unclaimed. "I tried," he said. "You refused to receive anything." Donna's jaw tightened. "Bargaining. Fine. Maybe I filed something. I was scared. I had a child." Tasha spoke, calm and deadly. "You didn't just file something. You forged her signature." Miguel slid the protective order attachment across. At the bottom, "Casey Alvarez," shaky cursive. The mediator looked at me. "Did you sign this?" "No," I said. "I was 8. Donna's voice went soft. "You don't remember everything. You were traumatized. I protected you." Miguel placed one more sheet down, IRS letterhead. "Notice of duplicate dependent claim, February 18th, 2013. Donna's handwriting at the bottom, "Father deceased." Donna's face flushed. "So what?" she snapped, dropping the tears. "Frank provided. Frank deserved to claim her." Frank finally spoke, voice flat. "This is none of your business, Alvarez." The mediator's tone changed. "Ms. Hart, a false affidavit of death can affect identity documents and constitute fraud." Donna leaned toward me, eyes blazing. "If you keep pushing," she hissed, "you will destroy your mother. Is that what you want?" Old guilt surged, then snapped. Miguel slid out a certified response from Vital Records. Amended birth certificate. October 2nd, 2012. Father removed, step-parent listed. The mediator read it once, then again. Donna's mouth twisted, rage and panic mixing. "Because I had to," she spat. "Because if he stayed on paper, Frank would have left." Frank's head whipped toward her. "What?" Donna went still, realizing what she'd admitted. And in that silence, the story I'd lived in for 22 years finally collapsed. Miguel whispered, "Casey, there's one more document," she hid from everyone. The meeting ended the way family explosions usually do, with people running. Frank stormed out first, refusing to look at me. Donna followed, spitting, "You ungrateful," until the mediator cut her off and reminded her threats were being documented. Miguel stayed seated. "You said there was one more document," I whispered. He opened his binder and slid out a photocopy that wasn't court paperwork. It was recent. Utility account opening. August 19th, 2019. Applicant, Casey Decker. Social, asterisk, 4172. Address, Donna's house. My legs went watery. I didn't open that. "I know," Miguel said. "Debt collectors started calling me too. First they thought I was dead, then they thought I was you." Tasha's voice turned hard. "This is identity theft." The mediator gave me a clinical list of next steps. Police report, full credit pulls, disputes with bureaus, and a request to family court to review the sealed adoption record. No drama, just procedure, like my life was a form. I walked out into sunlight that didn't match how I felt. That night, Donna posted my graduation photo anyway, smiling like nothing happened. Frank left one voicemail. "You're dead to me," like he was borrowing her favorite word. I filed a police report the next morning. The officer typed without blinking. "We see this," he said. "Parents open accounts in kids' names. Sometimes they don't even think it's illegal." I called the university's financial aid office, voice shaking. "If someone lied on my paperwork years ago, could that affect me?" The woman paused, careful. "We'd have to review any allegations." Another word Donna could weaponize: allegations. By Friday, My kitchen table was covered in dispute letters, confirmation emails, and case numbers. My head throbbed constantly, like my body knew before my brain did that I was in a fight I didn't choose. Then a block number called. "Ms. Decker," a man said, "this is Detective Lang." My stomach dropped when he added, "We found another account tied to your information." I gripped the edge of the table. "What kind of account?" His pause was brief but heavy. "A credit line," he said, "opened in 2020, using your name and your mother's address." Then he told me the balance, and the room started tilting sideways. The next month moved like thick mud. Every day, Detective Lang called twice more. He asked for copies of my IDs, signature samples, and proof of where I lived when the accounts were opened. I gave him everything. I froze my credit, added fraud alerts, and kept a notebook by my bed because my brain wouldn't stop replaying Donna's voice. "If you leave, you'll lose everything." I didn't lose my degree, but I did lose the illusion that love and control were separate in my family. I started therapy after Tasha basically walked me into the office. The therapist didn't tell me to forgive. She just said, "Your body is acting like you're still trapped." That sentence cracked something open. I set boundaries in writing, because documents don't flinch. One email to Donna. One to Frank. "Do not contact me directly. Email only. No surprise visits. No threats. If you show up, I will call police." Donna replied within 10 minutes. "I don't recognize you." Miguel didn't try to replace her. He didn't demand hugs or titles. He asked what I wanted. So we started small. Coffee on Sundays. He brought an old photo album. Nothing dramatic, just proof that the version of me Donna erased had existed. "I'm sorry I couldn't protect you," he said once. I swallowed. I'm sorry I believed she had to. We talked about correcting records and petitioning the court to access my own file. The idea of choosing my name for myself felt like learning how to stand. Donna tried to rewrite the story through other people. I didn't argue. I saved screenshots and forwarded them to Detective Lang. The first real peace I felt wasn't when she stopped calling. It was when I realized I didn't need her to admit it for it to be true. Then, on a rainy Tuesday, an envelope showed up under my apartment door. No return address. My name handwritten in Donna's neat script. Inside was a letter on legal letterhead. Request for withdrawal of complaint. At the bottom, Donna had signed, "For your own good, stop now." I didn't imagine my graduation would come with a police report. For weeks, I couldn't look at my diploma without hearing Donna's scream. "He's supposed to be dead," echoing over the applause that was meant for me. My happiest milestone got welded to the ugliest truth. But something else happened too. The lie finally had a date, a stamp, and a signature. That sounds cold, but it mattered. Because I'd spent my whole life arguing with feelings, Donna's feelings, Frank's feelings, the feelings I wasn't allowed to have. Paper didn't care about their moods. Paper didn't call me ungrateful. Paper just sat there and told the truth, quietly, until someone finally read it. Miguel and I kept meeting, slowly. He never asked me to hate Donna. He never begged me to call him Dad. He just answered questions and showed receipts. The first time he held my graduation photos, he didn't say, "I should have been there." He said, "You did it anyway." That was the first compliment in this whole mess that didn't feel like a hook. Donna's letter didn't change my mind. If anything, it confirmed it. She wasn't asking for forgiveness. She was trying to regain control. So I did the boring, responsible things that actually protect you. I froze my credit and checked it monthly. I kept every threatening text. I communicated in writing only. I told my university the truth before anyone could allege it. I let the detective do his job. I kept going to therapy even when I wanted to quit. And I stopped letting, "But she's your mother," erase what she did. If you're reading this and your family has a story you're not allowed to question, here's what I learned the hard way. The truth survives in small places. In dates. In mail logs. In a name on a form. In the way your stomach tightens when someone says, "Trust me," like a command. You don't have to go to war with your family to set a boundary. You just have to stop cooperating with the lie. My diploma is framed now. Not on Donna's wall. On mine. And when I look at it, I don't think about what she tried to erase. I think about the moment I walked across that stage under my own name, even if I didn't know it yet.